foremost, before I do anything with walking, I'm going to work on following the leader. So this is just teaching him to really pay attention to where I'm walking, focus on my direction, and respond accordingly. So breaking up some treats just to get him ready. He's already pretty focused, which is good. So during this, I'm not really worrying about whether or not he's on my left side or my right side. I'm just teaching him to follow my direction and marking when he does so. So I click when he chooses to follow me, the treats when he gets in my face. Right now I'm just doing it a little with this leash dragging. I'm going to pick it up in a little bit. So what I'm marking is when I see he has seen. He's watching my leg and following that, and that's what I'm marking. Yeah, so learn to stay at one pace. Leave it. Drop. Boy. Changing how quickly or slowly that I change direction. I'm also not stopping walking. I'm continuing to walk even though I've already clicked for him following me to make sure that he's realizing he has to walk with me, not just stop walking. Clicks for him realizing he needs to catch up, which is that little kind of jog. Good. Good. Now that he's pretty much following my direction, he's pretty close to me, he's staying with me, I'm going to start marking him for giving me attention. Up at me while we walk. Now we're going to actually start working on some walking. He's pretty focused on me. He's learned to follow my direction when I do things. When I change direction, come this way, come that way, left or right. We are going to start adding it to an actual walk now. So one of the biggest things with this is pick a side you want him to walk on. So this is after you've done the follow the leader that we just did to teach him to stay on his side. Whatever side you want him on, your leash is going to be on the opposite. So I'm going to walk him on my right side. My leash and clicker are going to be on the left. With that being said, so how I hold it, I like to put the leash above my elbow because I walk like this. So it's very confined. He's not able to get away from me. Then I hold a little bit of the leash in my hand along with the clicker. Treats are going to be on the right side, so facing him. I don't want you to have to cross and feed him. So if I'm feeding him like this, he's going to be lured basically to go in front of me, which I don't want. So if he's on the left side, right, or the right, if I'm walking him on my left, and I'm going to feed him like this as we walk, it's teaching him to go like this. I don't want that. I want it to be right here. So then when I go to feed him, it's directly where he is. So it's easier for him to learn to stay on this side. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get set up. He doesn't have to be in a sit, but he is a pretty impulse-driven dog. So I would prefer him in a sit just so that when I say let's go, he's really ready to go. Anytime that he goes to pull me, I'm going to stop walking. I'm going to click the second that the leash goes from tight to loose. That's when he has chosen to release that pressure and come back. Ready? I'm gonna mark and click and label our first step. So my first step is gonna be with the leg facing him. So it's gonna be all right. And drop. Okay, drop it. Drop. Okay, let's go. Ollie, come. And get him set up. Good. Let's go. So I'm gonna click a lot while doing this. Every time he looks up at me when we're walking, he gets click. Walks in from pulling. I ruined your off-leash training. Come. Go around it. Good boy. Look. Ow. So in moments like this, he gets a little rough trying to take the treat. So when he does that, I'm putting my whole hand into his mouth. Come on. Much better. Good boy. Hey, drop. No. Drop it. Good. We're gonna do the same thing again. Just a little different location. He's getting a little frustrated with me. Ollie, come. Ready? Sit. Well, stop biting my hand. Let's go. One of the things I want you to avoid is this. I do not want your treat hand to be where his mouth is. Because in that moment, was he focused on me? No. Versus, here, Ollie. It's up. Ready? This. So right now, he is still focused on my treat hand. But when you don't have treats, that turns into they look up at you, which is what we want when you're walking with him. You should be his guide. He's getting tired. Come here. Yes. Ready? Let's go. Okay. So when I go to turn, watch my right knee when I do this again. It kind of goes into him. I'm not kneeing him or hurting him, but I'm almost shoulder checking him. I'll do it in slow-mo to show you. This is kind of his guide to stay out of my space a little bit when we walk, but that's also what's going to cue him to go right or left. Ollie, come. Stop eating acorns. Ready? Let's go. Yes. So the first probably half circle, he's pulling in, pushing into me like crazy. Then he starts to figure it out, and I'm less having to go into his space a little less. Much better. Good boy. Sit. Good. Ollie, leave it. So that's because we're waiting for your right leg to turn. So first turn my left leg. When my right leg turns, that's when he responds to it. So I'm going to do that as well. Good. It's also more of a correct, like a leash kind of cue. turn left, because it's not the side that he's on. But he feels the leash get a little tight, and then he sees my right leg turn after my left leg does. That's what he's really responding to, which is great. That's what we want.